with boundless faith in our destiny, we solemnly declare, side by side we stand, islands of the blue Caribbean Sea, this our native land. We pledge our lives to thee. Every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation. Every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation.
Remain standing for the credit union prayer. It's in your programs. Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace. Where there's hatred, let me sow love. Where there's injury, pardon. Where there's doubt, faith. Where there's despair, hope. Where there's sadness, joy. Where there's darkness, light. Where there's sadness, joy. O divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive, it is in pardoning that we are pardoned, and it is in dying that we are born to eternal life. Amen. You may now have your seats. Let me introduce you to the chairperson for this morning's proceedings, none other than Miss Bevan Lord. Let us welcome her, please.
Thank you, Mrs. Pearl Lewis Brown. President of the Palo Seco Credit Union, Mr. Neil Derrick, Vice President, Mr. Jerome Hamilton, Assistant Secretary, Mr. Alwyn Ferguson, other directors, member of the Supervisory Committee. I'm not seeing the member of the Credit Committee here as yet. Students, parents, pleasant good morning to you all. Let me first start by apologizing for our tardy start, but we were awaiting the arrival of the majority of recipients this morning for us to have a program going. Before moving forward with our program, allow me to invite Mr. Alwyn Ferguson to do our safety brief with you. Mr. Ferguson.
Good morning, everyone. All protocols observed. The information I'm going to share with you all is very important as it relates to our emergency response procedure. If for any reason we have an emergency within the confines of the building, you would be alerted by a loud siren. I'll give a demonstration of what it sounds like. Upon hearing that sound, you'll be asked to stand and orderly proceed to the exit. The exits are located to the right and left, to the rear end of the building. You proceed down the stairway. Please use the handrails and walk and don't run. You'll be guided by members of staff here present today and members of the committee. Upon exiting the building, you will turn right and proceed to our muster point, which is located at the southeastern end of the car park. That is to my right, your left. We will assemble there and await for further instructions. If for any reason that area may be deemed to be due to be compromised, you would be advised to proceed to our secondary muster point, which is across the road, closer to Mr. Pereira's residence. You will be guided accordingly. Please be mindful as you're crossing the road to exercise due care and attention. For your comfort, our washrooms are located to the rear end of the building. My left, your right, ladies and gents appropriately. If for any reason while you're here you're uncomfortable, you feel unwell, please indicate and one member of staff will provide necessary assistance. Again, have a pleasant function, have a good function, have a successful function. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Ferguson. Let me start now by saying how happy I am that we are able to assemble here today to celebrate the performances of our young members. And parents, I must tell you and congratulate you for the jobs that you are doing, because I know none of this would have been possible without some input from you. You work hard with them on a daily basis. For years you have been toiling with them, and now you are starting to reap some of the benefits. Those who recently wrote the SCA exam and are now in secondary school, the journey has just begun. You have a long road ahead of you. A road that may not always be smooth, but it's a road that you could determine, you could work and determine how smooth you want your road to be. Parents, your support doesn't end there. It doesn't end at CSEC level. It doesn't end at A levels. It does not end at tertiary level. Your role in the life or the educational life of your child is never ending. And I want to encourage you to continue to keep up the good work. Palo Seco Credit Union has, for a number of years, been recognizing and appreciating our young members as they exceed academically. Today, as we attempt to continue that, I would like to invite our president, Mr. Neil Derrick, to bring some greetings and address you. Mr. Derrick.
Good morning, Ms. Lord, chairpersons for today's proceedings, Mr. Hamilton, Vice Chairman of the Palo Seco Credit Union, Mr. Ferguson, Assistant Secretary of the Palo Seco Credit Union, Mr. Dennis Greenwich from the Supervisory Committee, Mrs. Pearl Brown, Mr. Beckles, Treasurer of the Palo Seco Credit Union, Mrs. Pearl Lois Brown, Chairperson of the Education Committee, and other members of the Education Committee, Mr. Theophilus Henry, students and parents. Good morning. It's really a pleasure for us to today celebrate you. And Palo Seco could see themselves as selfish in some respects for this, because we first acknowledge what, as children, you would have gone through preparing for your exams, and what it would take to get to the results that you got. But as Ms. Lord said when she was speaking, it's how we see you, because you are the next generation. To Palo Seco Credit Union, why I say we are selfish is because for us, you mean sustainability to this credit union in many ways. One, you're definitely going to be the next workforce. So we expect you to become members and contribute to this credit union. We also expect you to participate because the leadership will transition with age. I remember I first joined the credit union. As a matter of fact, when I joined the company, and I started as a student apprentice, and my first day, the instructor gave me a credit union form. So my deduction came from my actual first pay. And I've never actually stopped my membership or account. I would have become a member of the supervisory committee very early as well. And that was a significant part of my upbringing. We celebrate you as well because you have shown by your achievement that you, even at your young ages, have the potential, right, and the resilience to put in hard work. We also see in you that you understand what achievement means, and you are willing to burn the night oil, get up early in the morning, pay attention at school. So this group that we celebrate in our own small way. Obviously, Palo Seco Credit Union has been involved in a number of areas in terms of youth development. We do sponsor the Aryan Zone. We are the main sponsor for the Aryan Zone and have been for a while. And all that is because we know that keeping a link with this group that has shown that they have all the ingredients to become good leaders once proper guidance is provided. And, you know, I was in a conversation only recently, and I was saying to someone that I was born and I grew in Los Bajo. And I went to the Anglican school, the Santa Flora Anglican school, next to the church in Los Bajo. And I told someone when I was in Petrotrin, and I was having a conversation once with my grandson. You know, he was going to St. Peter's at that time. And I was saying to them, I find that the conversations in the school are so different. Because what I found is, when I was that age and I was preparing, I was just preparing for common entrance. What I found specific in those primary schools is that those children were not even talking about secondary school. They were already clear in terms of what they needed to do in terms of their marks and what they wanted to do in university. They were not even talking, they were not even seeing as SEA was a big thing, that was just part of a journey. And if it is not happening in the schools, I know we have to be able to prompt the principals, the teachers, parents. I'm now speaking to you. You have to become part of the PTA, because this community will die. It is dying slowly. We've seen a transition where most of the people who have become successful have moved on. And you ask them sometimes and they say it's because the community don't offer any opportunities. But opportunities are created by people. And it's innovative people that create opportunities. And innovation comes from education. Because it is, you know, one of the professors from Harvard, Max Bazerman, coined this term, bounded rationality. And it's something I always use. He says we could only be rational within our own knowledge base. We cannot think outside what we know. So as we grow in education, we also grow in innovation. Because the broader our knowledge base is, the more innovative we could become. And if we don't see in our children's book bag, in their attendance at school, in their behavior at school. And I know I might be talking to the wrong group, because clearly you all are the achievers, and most likely come with all the ingredients I'm talking about. But if we do not transition that, then our community will die, because we will not be able to create the innovative people that will make this community live. So I want you all to see this not just as a little award for recognizing what you do, not just a small bursary, but an investment into the potential that you have shown, that Palo Seco Credit Union would like to see grow, so that you could become the innovators, movers, and shakers of this community. So I greet you, and I ask that you continue with the hard work, you continue with the potential, and you grow into the leaders that you could become. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Derek. And I couldn't have said it as good as he did. I have been an educator for almost 30 years now, and being in that field, it would have allowed me to interact with individuals on different levels. I interact with very small children, and I have interacted with very senior individuals as well. There is one thing that I learned over the years. No time is too soon or too early to start preparing for your future. At Palo Seco Credit Union, we like to encourage our members to start preparing for their children's financial future from very early. So we would encourage individuals, as soon as you have a baby, open an account, start saving. And it doesn't matter how much you put into the account to start, as long as you consistently put into the account, so that in years to come, when your child is old enough, they would have a sizable savings as a starter for their future endeavors. So I'm putting it out there, parents. Put more in the accounts. Work with them. Let me give you one short story before I continue. About 4 months ago, I was in the office downstairs, and a member who I interacted with about 2 weeks prior, he met me and he was like, "Oh, you're part of the credit union here?" I'm like, "Yes, I am." He said, "Girl, you know, I joined the credit union since when I was back in Superior Boys RC. I was in about Standard 1, and Mr. Prince, well, Mr. Prince isn't there, he's our secretary right now. Mr. Prince encouraged them to join, and they opened an account. And every week, they would put money, some of their spending money, into the account." He said he moved on from there and went to Palo Seco Secondary School. And he honestly forgot about the account. Years after, he started working at T&Tech. His uncle asked him to go make a deposit for him on his account. When he got here and he went to the teller, he asked, "By chance, does it have an account in this name?" And he also gave his name. The teller checked, or our member representative checked, and she said, "Yes." He said, "Seriously, how much money I have?" When she checked, she saw that he had $2,000. He was like, "Way, I saved all that?" And he got excited. Now, remember, he's working T&Tech, so he's getting a salary now. At that point in time, he decided that he was going to send $400 every pay period from his salary to the credit union. So he signed up the deductions form and everything went through. Years after, again, because he forgot about that account here. Years after, he came, he wanted to buy a vehicle and he came and he was like, I think I have some money here now, let me find out how much money I have. He said when he asked how much money he had on his account, he was told he had $150,000. He was able to get money to take a loan and purchase his vehicle. And he is standing in the business center saying to me, Gail, I will encourage everybody. I never regretted joining the credit union. So you see, parents and students, every little drop will add up. As a child growing up, I always heard my grandparents say, every drop of water will fill the bucket. I'm seeing heads shaking, so people heard that before, right? Every drop will fill the bucket. So every cent we could save will add up to give us a good start in the future. All right? Okay, so moving along. Now this morning is going to be a pretty short morning, as you would have been informed, and you are aware that we are not out of the woods with COVID-19, hence the reason we have you all seated like this. So to limit some of the interactions, and we have been in this confined space for a little while, we are going to proceed as follows. We're going to start presenting the awards to our awardees. As we present the awards, as your name is called, you are going to proceed to the front, receive your certificate, and then you will proceed to our photo booth. You take a photo, and as soon as you would have completed taking your photo and the photographer tells you it's okay for you to leave, you will be escorted to the young ladies to the back, receive your refreshments, and exit down the stairs as safely as possible. Okay, ladies and gentlemen? All right, so we are going to start this morning with the award or the awardee for tertiary level, and I would like to invite our president, Mr. Neil Derrick, to present this award. So as soon as the photographer is ready, then I will start because we want everything to run smoothly. Okay. So the young man receiving this morning's award for tertiary level, well, actually we had two young men, but one isn't here today. The one that is present here today is Mr. Aaron John. Aaron is receiving this award because he is currently at the University of the West Indies, I think it is, pursuing his studies. So Aaron John, let me invite you to the front to receive your award from the President, Mr. Neil Derrick. Put your hands together for Aaron. Congratulations, Aaron. It is indeed an honor to have you here with us as we celebrate and we salute you for your excellence in studies. So now let us invite Aaron and his dad. Thank you very much. Unfortunately, the other awardee isn't here, who is Mr. Isaac Gabriel, but we will move on to advanced level awardees. In advanced level, now these individuals I will be calling here are children who would have excelled at their O-level examinations, their CSEC examinations, and they are currently pursuing their advanced level studies. The first awardee we have here is Mr. Justin Ramlakan. Is Justin here? I'm not seeing Justin. Justin isn't here. Okay, I'm sorry, Justin isn't here. Next one we have is Kellis Lamourel. Kellis Lamourel. Well done, Kellis. And let me encourage parents. We also acknowledge our members, young members, who are pursuing studies at the tertiary level, in particular in areas that are affiliated with the credit union movement. All right, so that's something to think about later on as well. Next up, Jaden Alexander. Jaden Alexander. Congratulations and well done, Jaden. You look very dashing in your uniforms, I must say. Next, Makeda De Leon. Congratulations, Makeda. Let me take this opportunity to invite you all to also visit our YouTube channel, where you will be able to see some caption of today's event and other events that we will also host. Kanika Joseph. Congratulations, Kanika. Let's put our hands together for our advanced level and tertiary level awardees. Thank you, Mr. Derek. At this time, we are going to present the awards, or the Bursary Awards, to our largest category, which is the secondary entrance assessment category. I'd like to invite our Vice President, Mr. Jerome Hamilton, to assist us with the distribution of these awards, please. And I hope I get your name correctly. Yaisa Marie Lawrence. Congratulations, young lady. Next up, we have Haley Subnaik.
In this troubled world of hell and confusion, poverty, hunger, and frustration, my people home still partying, see bedding and covering.
Next up, Kylie Chanan Singh.
Now take a look at my little Tobago, a peaceful place where milk and honey grow.
Ambika Ramnarine.
Flying fish and good curry crab and dumpling dish. I know you're dying to know what else they have in Tobago. We have the goat race, right here. We have the great race, right there. You see a white sand, right there, and plenty nice woman, right there. My island Tobago, if ever I leave here, it's here I go. Because no war and famine, right here. No bombing pelting, right here. Calypso playing, right here. And I staying, right here. My country,
Valeria Rojas.
only to leave here I must be mad.
Jordan Lal Bihari. Is Jordan Lal Bihari here? No? Okay. Talifa Samuel. Nathan Singh. Caden Mtage.
Islands in the sun, islands in the fun. Welcome, welcome one and all to the land of death. Trini to the bone, Trini to the bone. When it comes to Bacchanal, well, they can't beat me at Trini to the bone, Trini to the bone. Sweet woman parade abundantly. The brethren, they full of energy. Some people
Aiden Lal.
Trini, paradise are not convincingly. God gave us a spirit fiery, but nothing in the world of bother we. But look a smart man gone with we money. We still come out and mash up the party. Sweet, sweet TNT. Oh, how I love of this country. Sweet, sweet TNT. No place in this world I'd rather be. Sweet, sweet TNT. Oh, how I love of my country. Sweet, sweet TNT. All this sugar can't be good for me. Oh, from Togo to Caroni. Oh, Marabal to Sanssouci.
Thank you, Mr. Hamilton.
From Scarborough to Kokori.
I would now like to invite Mr. Jemmet Beckles, the treasurer of the credit union, to assist with the presentation of these awards. Josiah Coker.
All these years I spent abroad in the cold, longing to be home. Trini to the bone.
I love your smile. Denique Bridge-Mohan. Nathan Ramlogan. Raphael O'Connor. Raymond James. I just checked the name Raymond James. I know Raymond's small like this. Raymond is tall now. Aidan Gums. Nice smile. Eden Alfonso.
So you want just not a place I know better. Come for so you want to love me country forever. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Beckles. Thanks, Eden. Directors and committee members, I want to take this opportunity to thank you all for being here with us this morning. And I do wish you an enjoyable rest of the day and weekend. Thank you. Okay. Jordan. So our last awardee for this morning in the SEA category, we have Mr. Jordan Lal Bihari. So Jordan, please come forward to receive your Bursary Award. You have to get a photo over here as well.